Hey Scorpio, how's it going? We are here with a timeless reading. The first card that we have out is Justice. The second card that we have out is Eight of Pentacles. When we have Justice, it can be a time where we can be trying to make something right, or we can be on the receiving end of something being made right. We can be trying to find balance. We can be trying to establish balance. We can be trying to work within a relationship that we have. So it can feel essentially like the scales are balanced. So whether this be with another person, or it be you with yourself, or it be with you and some other entity, Eight of Pentacles is showing work that's being put in for everything to fall into place. It also looks too like something is about to fall into place with Justice as well. For some of you, this can be more of an energetic contract. For others of you, when we have Justice, sometimes legalities can be involved. If that is relevant for your situation, you can include that. It doesn't necessarily imply that that has to be what's going on. If you're not dealing with something legally, then it can be about more of an energetic contract that's playing out here, where you want to balance the energy. For those of you that you have something legally going on, this can definitely be something that's about to be falling into place. Law, government can be connected with this. For those of you that something like that is going on, it does look like something is actually about to happen. This can also be something more collectively speaking as well. I'm seeing that this is something that's being spoken on, and something that's also, it feels like it's something is very close to falling into place. Like just one more piece has to be put into place, and then something may happen. Because this work looks like it's in the process of being done, I'm seeing Four of Swords, which can be pausing in a way where it feels almost like nothing more needs to be done at this point. On a personal level, if this is just you within your personal life, what this can mean is that you're going to see that your work has paid off, and that something really is going to be brought into balance, and that if anything was going on that was skewed from that, this is the correction that you're going to see happen. And for those of you that this has to do with a relationship, you can be putting in work to collaborate with someone. You can be trying to be a good partner. You can be being receptive. You can be being cooperative, being collaborative in general, and actually putting in an effort where you feel like you're learning how to do this and getting in the groove of this. And then having that Four of Swords there, I feel like you have an immense peace of mind here. So this even feels like trusting and knowing that things really are falling into place. I'm getting confirmation of this. Oh, something's definitely being corrected. If you're the one that needed to correct something, I'm seeing that being done. If you were on the receiving end of this, this means something is being corrected, and you are going to be on the receiving, you're going to be on this receiving end of it. It just depends really where you are within this. I am seeing a relationship here, which I feel too is indicated by Justice as well. Some sort of relationship. while something is being worked on, I'm seeing over here an energy that looks like it's kind of observing what's happening, but from the outside, and maybe can't really do anything to make moves. It just feels like seeing that that's what's happening and maybe feeling a little bit stuck because of that, almost because of being outside of this situation. It's like watching something, you have view of something and you can see what's going on within it, but you're not in the process. Well, this Five of Cups isn't in the process. I'm seeing them be more on the outside observing what's going on, but I feel like they're not involved in this process. So there can even be some, like an energy that's observing what's going on, but more so from the outside. And why I'm saying an energy and not saying that's you is because like this could be another person or this could be your energy. It's really just going to depend on what character you're playing with in this, because I'm seeing multiple. What I'm also seeing too is that, okay, so what happened was that initially something was going on. It could have been seen as not being right or not being correct, or that was not what was supposed to happen, not what was expected to happen, given things being fair, like within sort of that realm, that way of seeing things. What I'm seeing is that the correction is coming. It's already been in play. It feels like nothing else has to be done. It's gonna happen now. Like this feels very much like an assured thing. But I think that there was a failing of this to happen before. Like this hadn't... What it feels like is maybe the system set in place where something was supposed to be made right, where something was supposed to be caught on, corrected, something like that. It failed before, but now I'm seeing that correction finally come through and be taking place. So this can mean like I was relying on this to be doing what it's supposed to be doing, and I feel like it failed in some way, but now I'm seeing something here where this is going to be corrected, and it feels like all of the pieces that need to be put into place for this to happen, it's going to be happening now. So pieces don't need to be moved around anymore. It's just the waiting game for this to actually be taking place now. And I'm seeing that this is going to feel like almost didn't make it, but the pieces were put into place. That final piece is like in the process of being put into place now, and then everything's going to be done after that. This is something that's been manifested. It could have felt really hard not to be discouraged by seeing this happen. It could have felt really difficult to watch this go on and feel like that's not right or that's not what's supposed to be happening, to watch that and then still sort of carry on. And I feel like there's something here about remaining hopeful, because what I'm seeing is that things really are, it's like at the end of the day, everything's going to fall into place here. It just didn't happen immediately is what I'm seeing. And this could have impacted things in a way where there was like maybe a loss of hope connected with the future, but I'm seeing things being corrected. Whatever it was that needed to be put into place for this to be corrected, but it feels almost like a delayed correction. For things to be set up the way that they needed to be, for it to feel like all is right, something about that being delayed. And there could have even been an initial seeing what was going on, feeling like that's what happened, almost like that was a conclusion, but now I'm seeing that there's actually a different conclusion that's taking place, and it's very much a corrected one. And this is going to feel too like all of the work that was put in to make this happen, where one was like, I don't know what's going to happen. Like, is this going to work? Are we going to pull it off? It's going to pay off. I'm seeing that it's going to be successful. So all of the work that was put in to support this happening is going to pay off. It's going to work. That's what I'm seeing. I feel too like something was paused or something was frozen or there was something going on where it's like I'm seeing there be an energy or energies that are observing from the outside, and then I'm seeing something going on internally, but there's a space between what's going on internally and what's being observed externally. And from the point of view that's watching things externally, it feels like not knowing certain things that were taking place internally, and maybe even thinking, oh, this is the conclusion, when that's not actually the conclusion. The conclusion is coming. This will be grounds for joy. This will be grounds for coming together. This will be grounds for healing, I would say. I feel like this is something that's healing, that is a reinforcing that what's meant to be together and what's meant to come together does come together. And that balance in relationship is part of this, that fairness is part of this system, justice. I do feel like initially something happened where there was a feeling of like, that failed me, like justice like failed in some way, like it didn't do what it was supposed to do. But then I'm seeing that that wasn't actually the conclusion. The conclusion is taking place, feels like now or very relatively soon, if it hasn't already. I think this reading is being recorded on December 18th. So by the time that this is going to come out, I think on the 22nd. So I'm imagining that either at that point in time or somewhere very near to around that point in time, this is going to come into play, or it will be very soon after that this comes into play. The key notes that I'm seeing here are that it feels almost like a call was made, and almost like a booing or like an awe, that was the call that was made. But then what I'm seeing is that that wasn't actually the conclusion, and I'm seeing something else be happening. But when that call was made initially, it feels like it could have even set up a distaste for what was going to be happening later down the line, not knowing that that wasn't actually the final call. And that work has been being put in, not knowing if it was going to pay off or not knowing if things would be truly corrected or not. But what I'm seeing is that it's going to work, it's going to be successful, and that all of the effort that's put in, it was not for no reason, and it actually does end up prevailing in this situation. So the work ends up paying off. And what I'm seeing too is that this is meant to stabilize a peace of mind, especially for the future, especially for going forward. And it also feels like progression can happen then too. Like this is an okay to allow that to happen, like the green light for this to be happening. And I'm also seeing too that it looks like this is going to be a time of joy. It can be a time of celebration. It can be a time that feels really important, because things are being reconciled now and things are being made right now. And so everything is coming to justice. These things are coming to light, things are coming to justice. And so what I'm seeing is that things are not going to be left wrong or like unfinished or in a position that they're not supposed to be in. I'm seeing justice definitely prevails here. And what I'm seeing too is that this supports the side of unity. I don't know if saying side is actually correct. It supports unity. It supports things coming together. It supports like inclusivity. It supports like brotherhood or whatever it is that you want to call it. It's going to be like that type of feeling that's connected with this, like a camaraderie sort of thing, like joy, union, just in general. This is what I'm seeing. And so it feels kind of like a solid march forward. I'm just seeing Libra here. I'm seeing justice. I'm seeing that this is going to be a big deal. It looks very much like this is something that's going to be celebrated. It's something that's going to come together, and it feels very much like in good faith. I'm seeing work was put in to make sure balance was restored and that things were made right, even though there was this, I don't know if this is actually going to work. I don't know if this is actually going to do it, but then I'm seeing that it does. I'm seeing it all pays off. That's what I'm seeing here with this. And it even seems like it allows the march forward to feel, I think, more sustainable, more stable, like something becomes more solid even. There could have been a lot of disappointment watching this process, like not knowing that it wasn't finished yet. And I also feel too like there was a concern here, but then it's, after this happens, I'm seeing it not be a concern anymore. It feels like the concern comes from feeling like things weren't being made right, or something unjust was going on that maybe wasn't meant to be going on. Like things, it didn't feel like that's how things are supposed to be left. It feels like there was a feeling that was associated with that some could have felt kind of shut down because of it. But then I'm seeing things actually come together. And there being hope for the future moving forward. That also being a big part of it. So it feels kind of like that feeling is going to be left behind, and there's going to be a movement forward. And especially a peace of mind. I'm seeing that also feel like something important too. Almost like, okay, I can finally relax, like that big breath out then, that sigh of relief that I'm seeing of like, okay, now things have come together. Like all is right sort of feeling here. All right, my friends, we are going to leave the reading here. I would like to thank everyone for connecting. Thank you for tuning in. I am sending everybody love, and I hope to catch you guys next time.